I'm Indy, and this is another exciting episode of Out of the Trenches, where I sit here in the chair of temporary insanity and answer all your questions about the First World War. Sir Saladhead from Patreon writes, Indy, jag älskar dig. Well, fy fan, jag älskar dig med Herr Saladhead. Eller, well, Sir Saladhead, just so everybody else can understand. I love you too. One sentence question. Did any country set up treatment programs, child wards, or other welfare facilities for children who lost one or both of their parents during the war? The stories and diary entries you read from war orphans or children who lost a father to the war are heartbreaking, even for hardened history nerds like Flo and me, Tony, Julian, Ryan. The fates of those children were pretty diverse. Some who lost a father had to grow up quickly and help support the family, obviously. Some were sent to factories or to the countryside to earn money. Others had the luck to be financially supported by a large extended family, perhaps. Some mothers could not cope with the loss of the husband or could not feed a family on their own. So they had to either rely on the help of the state or send their children away, which must be really tough once you've just lost your husband. The number of war orphanages rose dramatically during the war. The Red Cross and other welfare organizations raised money to support the children and the institutions that helped them. The Central Powers especially struggled to keep the financial support coming, and by the end of the war, had to rely on soup kitchens to feed the poorest of their population, not just the kids, to feed the poorest of their population. Kevin Nealon on Patreon writes, were machine guns ever used as indirect fire weapons during the Great War? Thanks for the wonderful work. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. Machine guns as indirect fire weapons. Let's see. They were indeed used, but mostly in times when gunners had to improvise and there were no field mortars or howitzers available or in reach. For those of you who don't know, indirect fire, as the name implies, means firing on a target you cannot hit directly. That's when there's no direct line of sight between the gun and its target, which is usually necessary for rifles, field guns, machine guns to be effective. Mortars and howitzers are designed to fire at a high angle, so the shells are, well, they're more strongly affected by gravity, wind, and the actual range of the gun. Every gun can theoretically work on the principle of indirect fire. Now, in the Great War, indirect machine gun fire operated in two ways, really. At first, they used them like mortars in a high angle. In rare occasions, they even added mortar sights to the guns and shot them over small obstacles to provide a barrage of fire into the enemy positions. The other approach is to intentionally shoot further than the gun is designed to shoot. Now, this is called plunging, right? You still have to aim at a slightly higher angle, but the gun is still able to provide covering fire, even with lower accuracy and lower power. This was often done when you were shooting into second trench lines. If you'd like to see our special bio episode about Francis Pegamagabo, the most successful sniper of the entire war, you can click right here for that. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. See you next time.